Hey Fit Fam, it's Coach Rat from Team Flex. Today we're going to get into Wellness Olympia and we're going to talk a bit about placings beyond just the first call out, the winner, in other words, Isa and Fran. We're going to talk about some of the competitors down the line a bit and go over what the criteria really is in wellness and what's reflecting with the scoring and judging even at Olympia, because we talk a lot about wellness on this channel, but the Olympia gets to become really where we get to see the standard be created all the time. It kind of marks the end of the season in some ways, and everybody gets to go back to the drawing board, try to figure out how to get their best look. So that is a really great opportunity for all of you out there to figure out what you need to be doing to do your best on the wellness stage, no matter what level you are. And that's what I'm doing on this channel all the time. So if you're new here, hang out, subscribe. We got a lot more coming, all right? So obviously on the screen here, we have Isa, our new Olympia wellness winner, our new kind of standard, if you will. Anybody in that top call out's a very good representation. The points become very minimal separations between them. Like Isa and Fran are down to 1 and 2 at that point. So, we're looking at her as the standard of criteria. However, just know anybody in that top really is a great example. And as we go down the line, we'll see a little bit less of what judges don't want to see and where you should not be focused on in this division. So next to Isa here, kind of the quote-unquote standard, is Cass Gillis, okay? So Cass took 8th, and she's one we've seen win pro shows. She's one we've seen in top callouts, and it's really good to kind of work down the line here and talk a little bit about why she placed 8th versus, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. So Isa, again, very, very good wellness type of look. She's got her upper body muscle in just the perfect spot, great waist taper here, and the lower body takes the show. That's what wellness is all about. A good upper glute shape, overall glute shape, hamstring pop, quads, everything that matches that symmetry in the lower body with the asymmetry up top is what you need to be focused on in wellness. Making sure you don't get your upper body too big. Now we look over here at Cass, okay? So Cass looks very symmetrical, and we've seen this time and time again with her. She kind of, packs on muscle in every which way. Her shoulders look a bit overdone. Her biceps look a bit overdone. Her midsection is not as narrow. She kind of has had that issue in the past with a little bit of midsection distension. It's better here, but still not as narrow as Isa. And, lower body wise, she's very, very quad heavy, right? Her quads kind of stand out and they pronounce themselves more than her glutes do, more than her hamstrings do. So a little bit of an imbalance there. And really, I think what puts her in the lower placings, 8th at this Olympia here, is going to be the simple fact that, that shoulder development, that upper body is too symmetrical, right? And we'll get to see this more from the actual back post here, very much so. But when we look at this, right, she's very, very shoulder dominant from the front and very, very symmetrical and very, very symmetrical from the back too. That's really what happens here. But look at these quads. Holy macaroni. That quad is just popping out, right? Like that is a lot of quad development. That is a lot of quad heaviness. And it is very asymmetrical compared to the glutes in this case. However, still, good tie-ins, good everything, good hamstring. Just needs to refine the shape a bit, and that's going to be favorable to her. Isa, obviously very dialed. We do not get distracted by the upper body. It's all there, tapers in nicely, and her glutes right where they should be. Upper glute very dominant, very good pop. Overall shape here, and, we get the quads just a tad, but not to the degree like we are with Cass, right? Not like that, whoa, this is out of balance. We just get enough to say, hey, this is a wellness athlete, and that's why she wins in this, call out in this Olympia over even Fran at this case, right? All right, so now let's move off of Cass, and we're going to look at Bruna here, right? So we have looked at her. She's done well this season. She's in 11th place at this Olympia, you guys, right? And a lot of you on the prediction video I did were telling me she's going to win. She's going to be in the top call, no. She's taken 11th, and here's why, right? Very, very symmetrical physique. Again, she has that shoulder dominance. She built more shoulders since we last seen her. She's got a great overall physique, but that's too dominant of, shoulder development in this lineup, too symmetrical. Her lower body is really, really good. Great upper glute shape, great overall glute shape. But here's the other thing that's really kind of killing her a bit and moving her down in those placings is she's way too lean for wellness, right? Like we can start to see veins even in her quads and stuff right here. This is a very, very lean physique, a very, very lean athlete. She's too conditioned for this. And so judges are again saying, hey, don't be getting over conditioned in wellness, right? She's taken 11th at Olympia, and that's because she's too conditioned, a little bit too symmetrical, but definitely too conditioned. So again, a message for all of you out there: the conditioning in wellness is softer. It's about getting soft lines, a little bit of separation in muscles, but not deep cuts, not graininess, not any of this feathering that we're seeing here on Bruna, not any of these veins and this kind of grainy effect. Like this quad is feathering up over here, and it's not even opposed the leg. So, it's definitely to say she was too lean, and that means you don't want to be too lean in wellness, right? And competitors at all levels always chasing the shreds, always trying to get leaner, always trying to get more shredded. Well, that can be overdone, and then you won't do well at your competition. And when we see this from the back, we get the full story even more, right? She's very, very lean, almost to the point where her glutes that look so dominant from the front look very depleted from the back, almost look flat, right? And that's something you can see when you have a very conditioned, depleted athlete on stage. They'll kind of flatten out. But again, overall too, very symmetrical upper body compared to the lower body, which again can hurt her. Still really good framework, like some adjustments, softening up that condition and, kind of get a little bit downsized in the upper body maybe. Very, very good for her overall. But, you see that on the screen next to Isa, and you see, okay, yeah, well, Isa looks softer, she looks a little bit shapelier. She does not have that distraction of upper body muscle like Bruna's traps even. You can see coming through here. She's got some traps on her under there, right? Like that's because she's got a lot of that muscle going on. So again, don't overdo the upper body in wellness division. And that's what we talk about. And I talk about it all the time, but people still do it and people still lose their mind. You better believe if the Olympians are doing it, you're doing it. So, pay attention out there, you guys. Okay, Jen Zoller, she's one we've talked about in recent time doing, top call-outs of pro events, so on and so forth. She is one that also has brought in too lean of a physique and too dominant upper body. You can almost see it right away now that you're kind of getting Coach Rybrain over here, right? You're watching the channel, getting the ideas. You're like, oh yeah, totally see that. Too lean, right? So too symmetrical, shoulders too big, arms a little bit too big, and too lean. These are some deep looking lines here. Not as lean as Bruna though, still, right? Not at least from this post. So, but it's still, and also she's placing in the somewhere beyond 16th, because at Olympia they stopped counting at 16th. Like if you go to the website and you're looking at shots or whatever, stage shots on NPC News, you will see it just go 16, 16, 16, 16. It's just all 16 after 16. So nobody actually knows the exact placing. I imagine the athletes find out. Probably some of them don't, but they either way are not placing in the top 16 at that point, okay? So Jen Zoller here, it looks a little too lean, a little too symmetrical. From the back, it almost starts to look a little bit more like bikini. She's going to need to just continue to build up more size, but also downsize, her upper body a bit to be asymmetrical, especially compared to Isa. Let's kick Isa's back pose on, right? Like night and day difference. Wellness, fullness, wellness, softer conditioning, wellness, upper body goes away, goes bye-bye, lower body dominant, okay? And it doesn't go away. I shouldn't say it like that. I'm trying to be funny, but it's a downsized upper body compared to the lower body. You want to be very clearly asymmetrical. If you don't have that, not good for you, okay? Now, let's look at some of the other ones here. So Tephanie, right? Tephanie, she was one in my calls and notoriously on my channel, right? And I don't know if it's because I coached her before. I don't know why, but notoriously on the channel, everybody always tells me my predictions are wrong. Tephanie's going to come win. She's going to come take over. She's going to come do this and that. Okay, well, Tephanie placing in, again, out of 16th place. She's not even in the top 16. She's way down there. A lot of you were even talking to me on my prediction video saying, no way, she's winning Olympia. She's coming in. She's out of 16th, you guys. And here's some reasons I think why. She's got one of those very, very muscle heavy dominant physiques, right? We can see that she's really got a lot of shoulder shape going on here. These are some big, big delts for wellness, right? Like look at Isa's compared to Tephanie's here. It is a lot. It is a lot of muscle overall in her frame. Like her biceps and her triceps got a lot of muscle. She's got a lot of lat muscle, just a lot of thickness overall, even in her midsection from muscle, and a lot of glute shape and muscle. It's too much though. Her quads take over this shot, like we almost even forget, like we lose, in other words, the effect of the glutes here, because even though she's got a lot of glute muscle here, Her quads are so developed, it kind of takes over in that sense, and that's a lot of muscle there as well. So again, a lot of muscle. She's not over conditioned. She's not over lean. She's probably on par-ish with conditioning. Maybe could tighten up just a tad, but also the real thing taking her down into these lower placings is the fact that she has too much muscle. So again, a message from judges: do not push the wellness look too much. Do not add too much muscle. Do not go too far. And we see Tephanie from the back here, right? And you know, very quad heavy, a lot of quad dominance, and it really pulls and takes away from her glutes. She needs some more glute muscle, some more glute size, more glute density. The upper body is way too symmetrical, and her conditioning from the back, you know, looks too soft. So again, one of these athletes, you guys, where, you know, you see whatever on Instagram, you see whatever on social media, and you're like, okay, person's going to win the whole game, but the stage tells the truth every single time. All right. Next is Sunny here. Okay. So Sunny, you know, she comes in, she's taking again out of the 16th. She's got a very muscled look, very dominant look. This glute still looks skeptical to me. I'll leave it at that. It still looks skeptical to me. But overall, you know, again, a lot of muscle in the up top, a lot of muscle in the down low, and again, very not high placing for her at Olympia outside of the 16th. You know, very low placings, and we can see exactly why when we get into the back post here again. It's just not symmetrical. It's a lot of muscle. You see a lot of muscle, but it's not where it should be. It's not symmetrical. It's not giving you the 3D effect. It's not giving you the balance effect of the lower body. You know, the quads taking over, the glutes taking over again, and just looking very, you know, artificial, enhanced, if you will, right? Like it doesn't look at all to be anything that is in balance or done by building muscle. So again, just another example, you guys, of what the criteria really is and what it is not, right? And as we cycle through, you know, these athletes, hopefully you're getting an idea that if you push your conditioning too hard, you push your muscle building too hard, you use these kind of artificial enhancements and things too hard, whatever you want to say, it's not going to favor you well on the wellness stage. If it's not favoring the Olympians, it is not going to favor you at, you know, your regional event or your national qualifier or your pro qualifier. It's not going to work. You really want to focus on in wellness division, finding your best look, your best physique, the best physique for you based on the criteria, which is a lower body dominant physique. Glutes, quads, hamstrings, you make them bigger than the upper body and you are wellness, and you're going to do a good job, okay? And you really want to focus on that. I would avoid doing all the other stuff. I would avoid trying to build too much muscle. I would avoid getting into PEDs and doing all that. I would avoid all that and just focus on building your best wellness look, and that's going to favor you on the stage every time for a very long time, okay? And that's what you should be doing. And you know, Isa, with Isa's look here, we look at this and it's a clear message from judges. Hey, we don't want to see all that mass. We don't want to see you being all shredded. We don't want to see the enhancements. Stop with the games. Wellness is wellness, and here it is. It's Isa, it's Fran. You know, it's our top call out at Olympia, and it's that look that is very, you know, honestly, a lot of times we look at Isa, we look at Fran, and they have some of the softer conditioning compared to most other athletes, yet they win every time. You guys, this is a clear message from judges. You want to pay attention to this stuff. So if you guys like these videos, you like the wellness content, you want some more Wellness Olympia stuff, comment down below, and I'll make some more, and make sure you're in on our giveaway that is about to end. It is about to end. We're picking winners here shortly, and I want to make sure you're getting that. All right, thank you for watching. Coach Rye is out.